Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy MumboElite. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to show you how you can make super easy coins with the silver center back method. I'm going to show you some new ways to do it. This is my favorite method in the history of Ultimate Team, and we have found some better ways to get it done for you people worried about a lower market with silvers right now. So if you do enjoy this video, feel free to smack the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let's see if we can get 25 likes on this video. Guys, we have our Discord linked below as well. If you guys want to join the Discord, we're constantly going over trading tips, putting our teams in there, talking to each other, talking about football, all that fun stuff. So feel free to join. We are almost on 500 members. Now, let's get into the video. So the point of this method is we are trying to find cards for low, 150 to 200 coins, that we can sell for high. That's essentially the whole point of the silver center back method. This is a method that I've been doing for probably 4 or 5 years now, and it's been really beneficial. So what I'd recommend is you pull up Footbin to get an idea of what card prices are going for. I'll pull it up right now, and we'll kind of walk through together what I use to come up with filters. So if we go to display cap, oh, we don't want to go to paint. We want to go to Footbin. All right, here we go. So if you go to the player section of Footbin, and I'll have a link to Footbin down below as well in the video. If you want to look in the description, you go to the FIFA 22 players, you go to version of the card, you go to the silver section, you go to silver non-rare. Once you go to silver non-rare, you go to position center back, and here you can filter from the highest price to the lowest price depending on your console. Now, there are going to be a lot of different cards going for different prices. A lot of them are typically due to some sort of SBC that's out. As you see, a lot of Spain players have value, so that wouldn't be a bad filter to try to pick up some of these cards. But you can see Poland players here. You can see there's an England player. Look through here, look at all the prices that are, I'd say, over 1,000 coins, and get an idea of what some of these nationalities are. We got a Japan one there. Wales here. Look at the league as well. You got a championship, you got a Sweden. You're going to essentially run through and start looking these up on bid. Now, this is how I do it. I typically go to the market, and depending on when you get on the game, prices could be looking different. So I'm going to walk you through, depending on your console or the time you get on, how you can kind of search for cards. So I start with just silver commons in general. I go to max 200 buy now to get an idea of where the market's currently at. Currently, every single card sells for 200 coins within a couple of minutes of listing. That's pretty good. I have a feeling if we go to 250, though, the market's going to be selling, going without selling a lot of cards. Yep. So it looks like a lot of the cards will expire without selling for 250, but I don't see any center backs there. So if we switch to a center back filter, look up 250, you're going to see that everything sells within the hour for 250. If we go to 300, most likely most stuff will sell within the hour. Some cards might not, but it looks like a majority of them will. So what we're going to do is we essentially do a max price of 150, minimum buy now of 600 coins to get out some of the lower price buy nows. If you want to, you can look up no specific nation whatsoever, just run through. If you see a nation that looks like it'd be good, like this is Poland, there we go. This one looks like we could flip it for potentially 400 within the hour if the one for 300 sells. You could pick up deals like this for 200 and make some easy coins. We're going to go step past that, though. We're going to add another increment to this. So we're going to go to countries that we've seen in solutions before, or that we saw at Footbin when we pulled it up. Ukraine's one of those that typically doesn't have a lot of cards, but these can flip pretty easily. As you see here, that buy now is insanely high. Will it actually go for that? We're not sure. We're going to put a 200 coin bid. This one looks like it goes for 300 within the hour, but it looks like you could also sell it for 400 as well. So feel free to put a 200 bid. A lot of these, the goal is going to be to double our coins. Now, if you don't double your coins in the short term, in terms of like when you pick it up, that's fine. You can double your coins later as well. A lot of the times when I'm recording this, it's Thursday. For marquee matchups, you see a lot of cards go up in price. I would keep that in mind too. We'll go to Sweden now, look at some of the Sweden cards. As you see here, we got a center back that we could bid on right here. It goes for about 500 coins. We'll do a 200 bid. Look at this one, compare price. Another one goes for 400 coins within the hour. Do a 200 bid. And essentially what I like to do is I just go through and bid 200 on everything, because we know no matter what, these cards will sell for profit within the hour currently. So I would just rather pick up a bunch of these, worry about checking the price later, and then worrying about making profit later as well. But this is kind of showing you that you can compare prices and see what things are going for on the market at certain times, especially when a lot of center backs are currently low. Like you see here, even Switzerland cards, you see that there's ones going for 350 within the hour. Switzerland cards raise pretty well in the evening just because there's not a lot of different ones of them on the market. that's something to keep in mind. Another thing too is the rating. Anything that is 70 rated or higher typically does pretty well. So we're going to go to Mexico now. Mexico is one that I saw in the solutions quite a bit. We're going to look for cards that are 71 rated and higher. Look for what their buy nows are. This one looks like we can sell for 700 within an hour. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a 200 bid. I would go through, and again, you can check each one individually if you're not sure if something would sell. I'm just going to bid 200 on everything. That's the way I do it. And you can go through country by country. You can go league by league. Now let's do instead of a Mexico, let's do a championship to see what championship cards are at. We got an O'Shea here. Looks like 400 coins within the hour. This typically rises to about 800 at different points of the day. We got a Moore here. He's currently going for 500. This is another one that can go to like 800 during the day. A lot of these will fluctuate. So even though something might be lower in buy now, doesn't mean you can't pick it up. The best thing you can do with this method is not only trade with it, but to invest. A lot of the time I just store duplicates in my club, or not store duplicates. If I don't have a duplicate of a card, I will just store it in my club and kind of go back to it later. A lot of the times it will rise in price. Now, we saw that Spanish cards were a lot. Can we get any Spanish cards on bid? No, looks like their buy now price is pretty high, so to get it on bid for that cheap is going to be super hard. Let's see if we can find one more. So you have the top nations, you can do this as well. So if I wanted to go to England, I could do this with England pretty decently. But typically top nations have the most competition, so keep that in mind as well. I go through, look at some bids, compare price again, and this will give you a better understanding of where the market's currently at. Now, doesn't matter, again, what console you're on. You can rinse and repeat this method depending on what the prices are, depending on the console. I will sometimes bid 150 instead of 200, but I typically don't bid over 200 for the reason being, at any point in time, you typically can sell for 250. If you start bidding to 250, you start getting the range where you lose coins. So I would just be careful of that. Denmark's another one that might be a country that could work. Put some bids on, 150 there. Compare price here. Looks like he's 400 within the hour. 150 price there. You can go through, do 150 there, 200, up to you. Now, I have questions being asked with rares. Does this work? We do it with commons quite a bit. Should we do it with rares? My question to you would be, again, to check the market to see where things are at. Overall, you'd want to see where center back cards are. You'll see that not everything sells within the hour for 300 coins, so you got to be careful with that. But if we go to something like, let's go to Sweden again. We do a 250 start price to a 600 minimum buy now. To double your coins with these cards, you'd essentially have to sell for 500 plus. So if that's something you're willing to do, I would compare price a little harder. That's what she said. But if you did want to pick these up for 250, you know they can't get any lower than 250. So storing one of each in your club could be a really good idea of being ready for any normal or daily SBC, any league SBC that could potentially come out if it happens to be in a league that has an SBC. All these things are good club management in terms of being ready for promos. Like I said, we have our club stocked right now with cards for marquee matchups, and we are kind of selling things on currently. So if we go to our club, go to positions, we go to center backs. I'll kind of run through a couple of these before we end the video with where prices are currently at on PlayStation. If you have some of these cards, feel free to list them as well. I typically sell, when I'm holding, anything that goes for under 500 coins, I'll typically keep. But if we can flip it for over 500, I will typically list it just because it's worth taking the profit now. Again, a lot of these higher rateds, it would probably be better if I waited for marquee matchups because you might see a crazier increase in price as a whole. But you can't go wrong with, was that 4 times profit if you sell for 800 coins and you got it for 200. That is simple coins. You can rinse and repeat it really easily. And it's something that everyone can do, right? It doesn't take a whole lot of skill. It is super simple to understand over time. But if you're new at it, best thing I can say is start with 150 bids. See what you can win, but slowly start learning prices. For me, I've kind of been doing this for years, like I said, so I kind of know the ins and outs of this method. But you'd be surprised on how many random SBCs or footbin solutions could change the prices to cards that you would have never thought had value. So that's something I encourage you guys to do. Don't stop your silver bidding. Don't stop your silver investing. It is still a worthwhile method, even though you might not be seeing the coins right now. Remember, you can change the nation. You can have it be more friendly to whatever the footbin solutions are. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So hopefully this helped. If you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to smack the like button again. And if you made it to the end, what should we have you comment? If you made it to the end, comment Ukraine baby in chat. All right, Ukraine baby. Put in the comments down below. I'll see you next time. It's been your boy MumboElite. I'm out. God bless.